There's something most people never realize about the mind. The mind is not fragile by default. It's made fragile through years of comfort, avoidance, and noise. You weren't born soft. You were made that way. Conditioned to chase dopamine over discipline, numb your emotions instead of mastering them. And now, you feel it. Every time life gets hard, you crumble inside. You hesitate and you break. But here's what they won't tell you. That same mind, it's actually the most powerful weapon you can wield. It can be reforged and hardened. Not by motivational quotes or morning routines, but by war, internal war, and discipline. If you want to build an iron mind, one that cannot be shaken or broken, then this video is for you. Because by the time this is over, you'll understand exactly how to start becoming that version of yourself. The version where you literally crush obstacles with your iron mind. The real reason you're mentally weak, and you know it. It's because you don't need to be told you're unfocused. You already know. You feel it every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow." You feel it when you scroll for hours, chase stimulation, and call it rest. You feel it when pressure comes, and you flinch. Your brain is designed to adapt, but what you feed it determines what it becomes. So if your default every morning is reaching for your phone the second your eyes open, if you avoid discomfort the moment it shows up, then it makes perfect sense that stress breaks you. What you don't realize is that you've trained your mind to avoid resistance. And every time you avoid discomfort, your brain takes note. It learns. When things get hard, we retreat. An iron mind is the opposite. It is trained day by day to move through discomfort without hesitation. And that training starts in the smallest of places. And just like you conditioned yourself into mental fragility, you can also condition yourself out of it. And that's where everything changes. The mind rebuilds when you stop running from the pressure. It starts quietly. It starts when you stop negotiating with your own weakness. It starts when you take action regardless of how you feel. When you wake up and everything in you wants to drift back into comfort. But despite that, something pulls you upright. That's not motivation, just a quiet decision. I'm doing it anyway. These aren't cinematic moments. They don't feel powerful while you're in them. In fact, most of the time, they feel like nothing. But that's the point. That's how real strength is built. It doesn't announce itself. It accumulates, one choice at a time, one pause, one step forward in silence. And the people who've built this mind, you won't recognize them by their words. You'll recognize them by how little noise they make, by how calm they are when everything around them is chaos. If you want to develop unbreakable composure, you must seek micro-stress and dominate it. Train it like this. Work out until exhaustion. Push until your brain says stop, then give 3 more reps. Train it to obey discipline, not comfort. Say no. Start saying no to things that drain your focus, even when it's uncomfortable. That rewires you for control. What mental strength really feels like. It's not what you think. Most people think mental strength means being unaffected. No emotion, no doubt, no fear. But true mental strength isn't about removing those feelings. It's about staying grounded while they exist. Feeling overwhelmed, but not becoming it. Feeling fear, but still moving forward with clarity. You don't erase the storm. You learn how to walk through it without flinching. Because while others are tossed around by emotion, you become the anchor. While the world reacts, you observe. While everything feels unstable, your stillness becomes your weapon. And this doesn't come from force. It comes from training. Here's how you actually train it. If you want an iron mind, stop searching for shortcuts. Start building rituals. Rituals that create psychological weight. that train the nervous system to stop reacting to every emotion like it's urgent. Let me give you a few examples that actually work. Practice stillness. Sit in a room alone, no distractions, and do nothing. Just breathe. It sounds simple, but most people can't last 5 minutes. They'll start fidgeting, reaching for stimulation, or letting their mind spiral. You'll notice the urge to move, the need to check something. The voice that says, "This is pointless." That voice? That's the undisciplined part of your mind, the one that's used to being stimulated on command. If your mind spirals, give it a simple task. Observe your breathing. Count each inhale to 10, then start again. This gives your focus something to anchor to while you strengthen the stillness muscle. Voluntary hardship, cold showers, intense workouts, or any practice that builds pressure. These struggles are tools, not for punishment, but for programming your mind. You're training your mind to enter discomfort on purpose and remain calm within it. Not because you enjoy it, but because every time you face controlled pain and endure it, your brain creates a new rule. We don't panic under pressure. We move. Don't start with extreme hardship. Start with something you know you'll resist, then break it into levels. Example: Level 1. End your warm shower with 20 seconds cold. Level 2. Cold water from the start, 1 minute minimum. Level 3. Cold water plus no internal dialogue, just still breathing emotional delay. Train the pause that controls your life. Every time you react instantly to emotion, you give away power. Every time you pause before responding, you reclaim it. When something triggers you or someone insults you, don't respond. Instead, breathe. Label what you're feeling. Name it. Frustration, fear, disrespect, and then ask, what would a strong version of me do right now? Then do that. The next time you feel your emotions rising, anger, frustration, fear, don't react, don't move. Just say 3 words in your mind. 3 words that reset your system and take back control. Still. Analyze. Execute. Still, because chaos loses its grip the moment you stop feeding it. Analyze, because your mind is sharper when it observes, not reacts. Execute, because once you see clearly, you act cleanly. No overthinking, just precision. Repeat it until it's your automatic response under tension. Do not confuse these rituals with lifestyle trends or routines. These are drills, forged for one purpose: to make you unshakable. The real test is this: when life hits you, when you fail publicly, when someone betrays you, when your plans collapse, can you remain calm? Can you still execute? Still adapt? Or do you fall apart like the rest? Because if your answer is the second, you still have work to do. Building an iron mind isn't about becoming cold. It's about learning how to carry your thoughts without being carried away by them. It's about holding your focus when everything around you is pulling for your attention. And it's about facing what you feel, not to suppress it, but to understand it and still move forward. I would appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to show some love. Until next time.